Hello, Ellie here from Thankful Flow Yoga. Thank you for being here for another YouTube practice. Today we are going to be doing a vinyasa style, sort of more of a power flow. We're going to be working into a lot of balances again today, and really looking at some spinal extension. We're going to be looking at some back bends. Now there's going to be lots of different options throughout, and as always, just really listening to your body. There's no one option that's better than another. Just being really aware of what feels right to you and what you really need today from this practice. So it might be that you do really need and want to come into some of those back bends and really opening up through the body today, which is great. But if there's times in the practice where actually that's not really what you're connecting to as much, just taking what you need, feeling that connection. So we will start in a seated position, grounding into the class. So bringing the hands to the knees or the thighs and closing down the eyes or taking the gaze out in front. And start drawing the breath into the body, noticing which areas move with your breathing, checking in with how you're feeling, how the body feels, the mind feels. And opening the eyes back up when you're ready. And we're going to keep this right leg bent in and take the left leg out to the side. Now, it might be that your left leg's kind of roughly here. Maybe it's coming further out. See what feels right for you. And then from here, we're going to inhale, sweep your fingertips up to the sky, lift your ribs away from your hips. And as you exhale, bring the left hand forward and the right hand back. So we're coming into a twist and sending the gaze out behind. See if you can hover here first, and then we'll drop the arms down. So this left hand's coming to the right knee or thigh, and my right hand, the fingertips are reaching the ground behind. Following with the gaze, twisting here, breathing. And then from here, start to ground through that back right hand and make sure there's plenty of space between the hip and the hand. And on your next inhale, float the left arm up to the sky, press the hips up to the sky, sending the gaze up there, finding a little bit of a back bend here. Opening through the front body. Exhale, release the hips back down, sweep the left arm around, and then fold over this left leg. So it might be that you're bringing the left arm underneath and sweeping this right arm over. You could be staying higher up here. You could be coming lower down. Just keeping that space across the chest, heart shining towards the ceiling. Right side body stretching open. Inhale, release, come on to the other side. So left leg bends in, right leg comes out to the side. Inhale, reach the fingertips up to the sky, grow the spine tall. Exhale, right hand comes out in front, left hand comes out to the back, coming into your twist. Then drop the hands down, right hand finds left knee, left fingertips come to the ground. Coming into your twist, following with the gaze. As you inhale, making that space. As you exhale, sinking into the twist. And then from here, grounding through the left hand. Inhale, sweep the right arm up to the sky, press the hips up towards the ceiling, opening through the body, keep breathing. Exhale, drop the hips back down, float around and fold over that right leg. Left side of the body opening here. Breathing into that space. And float back up to neutral, well done. And we're going to come into an all fours position on the mat now, so tabletop position. And then starting to reach the left leg out behind. Maybe you're working here, maybe you're bringing the right hand away from the mat, so coming into this position and pressing the left foot back as you reach the right fingertips forwards. Now it might be that you're working here. The next option is to start to bend that left leg in and draw the right hand around, and maybe it finds the ankle, and starting to press the foot into the hand into the foot. And keep the gaze coming forwards if you can. Keep that activation through the body, strong inner line of energy. Stay with the breath, coming into a half bow pose. Exhale, release. Can you release with control back to the lengthened arm and leg, then bring them back into center? Well done. Coming onto the other side now, right leg comes out behind. Left arm reaches out in front, pausing here first. So reaching the left fingertips forwards as you press the right foot back. Then maybe start to bend the right leg in, left arm comes behind, maybe it finds the ankle, and then you can start to press the foot into the hand into the foot, finding, again, some spinal extension here. Stay with your breath. Exhale, can you release? Bring everything back to the lengthened position and then draw back into center. Well done. Take a gentle rock back and forth. From here, we tuck the toes under. Exhale, send the hips to the sky. Find your first downward facing dog of the practice. You can take a pedal out through the legs here, just remembering you could be taking a child's pose at any time that you need to. Child's pose is there for you. It might be that sometimes you click onto this practice and think, yeah, I need to do this. I need to do this power flow today. I need to do this fiery vinyasa. And then you come into the practice and sometimes then you realize you need something a little bit different, or you need to take some options that you weren't planning on taking. That's okay. So lifting those hips to the sky, lengthening the spine. Inhale, send the gaze between the hands, walk the feet in, hang down in a forward fold, bend the legs as much as you need to, and let the hands hang heavy, and see if you can find a nice sway in your forward fold today. Taking some nice free movement here. Opening up through the backs of the legs. And inhale, start to curl the body up to standing. Round your spine, lifting the head up last, meeting in your Tadasana mountain pose. Inhale, reach the fingertips up to the sky, grow the spine tall. Exhale, hinge from the hips, forward fold, soften the legs if you need to. Inhale, lift the chest and lengthen the spine, find your halfway lift. Exhale, drop the hands down to the mat, step the feet back, work through your chaturanga. I'm going to do the modified version to begin with. Inhale, rolling the shoulders back, peeling the chest away for cobra. Exhale, releasing the chest back down. Pressing the hands into the mat. On your exhale, sending the hips up to the sky, meeting in a downward facing dog. Breathing here. Pressing the hands into the mat. Lifting up and out through the shoulders, hips coming to the sky. Inhale, send the gaze between the hands. Step or jump the feet in. Lift the chest and lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach the fingertips to the sky. Lift the ribs away from your hips. Exhale, bring the hands through to heart center. Going into another sun salutation A. Inhale, reach the fingertips up to the sky. Grow the spine tall. Exhale, hinge from the hips. Fold forwards. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, drop the hands down to the mat, step the feet back, work through your version of chaturanga. Inhale, either moving into an upward facing dog, legs engaged, coming away from the mat, or come into your cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Option to take a releasing breath here. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, release the breath out through the mouth. Let it all go. Inhale, send the gaze between the hands. Step or jump in. Lift the chest and lengthen the spine. Halfway lift. Crown of the head reaching to the wall in front. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, fingertips come up to the sky. Crown of the head reaching towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring the hands through to heart center. You might like to step the feet in slightly closer here, but you can adjust them at any time if you'd rather have them further away. On your inhale, sit the hips back, find your Utkatasana. Squeezing the thighs together, belly's coming away from the thighs. Hands can be by the ears or they can be out in front. Exhale, forward fold, starting to flow into our sun B. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, float the hands down, jump or step back, and vinyasa. Inhaling through into your upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, moving back to downward facing dog, hips to the sky. Inhale, lifting that left foot away from the mat. Step the left foot through between the hands. Inhale, reach the fingertips to the sky, warrior one. From here, we're going to lengthen through that front leg. Option to step your right foot in slightly here. And then floating forwards, this right hand coming to the outside of the left foot. Left hand's reaching towards the sky for our revolve Trikonasana. Now, a really nice way to work with this is to use your block. So it could be that your right hand's coming to a block on the outside of the left foot and the left fingertips reaching up to the sky. And you can use either setting with the block here, giving yourself some more space. This is a strong place to be. Starting to release, coming up to standing, soften through the left leg and bring some weight into the left leg and bend in this right leg. And see if you can bring your hand to the inside of the right foot or ankle. So my hand's on the inside of the leg. Reach the left fingertips up to the sky. Inhale, reach the crown of the head to the ceiling, make space. Press your foot into your hand into your foot, finding the back bend here first. And then maybe from here you start to lower down, coming into your dancer. Stay with the breath. Releasing that back leg, but seeing if you can stay lower down within the body, closing the hips, a square hips. Can you find your warrior three? Right leg's pressing out behind, hands come to Anjali Mudra. Breathing here. Don't worry if you're meeting me here in a warrior three. And then start to draw the hands down to the mat, step your right foot back, meet in your plank position and vinyasa. Inhaling into your upward facing dog or cobra. Exhaling into your downward facing dog. Just remember you could take a child's pose here if you wish to. You can modify the poses. Take a releasing breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Inhale, start to step the right foot through between the hands. Lift the fingertips up to the sky, warrior one, right side. Start to lengthen through the right leg, watching to step that back foot in slightly. And then we're gonna float. So this left hand is coming to the outside of the right foot, or you're placing it on a block. Then the right fingertips are reaching up towards the ceiling. So we're in our revolved Trikonasana. Breathing here, stay with me. And slowly starting to release. Take some softness in the right leg. Can you bring the weight into the right leg and bend that left foot in? Bring the hand to the inside, find the ankle or the foot. And begin with reaching the right hand up to the sky. Inhale here, make space. And not moving the upper body at all to begin with. We're pressing the foot into the hand into the foot. Finding the opening, finding the spinal extension here first. And then maybe from here you start to pivot and come forwards. Keep breathing. Make sure that you keep the back leg activated. This is a really key part, pressing the foot into the hand and the hand into the foot. Keeping that activation going on all through the body. And then releasing from your dancer, can you release that back leg, square the hips are shining to the earth, come into a warrior three. No worries if you're meeting in a warrior three or wobbling all over the shop. From here, start to bend through the right leg, place the hands down, step back to your plank. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Setting the gaze between the knees. Lifting the hips away from the ribs, creating space. Inhale, step or jump the feet in towards the hands. Lift the chest, lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, bend the legs as much as you need to. Inhale, sit the hips back, Utkatasana. Belly's coming away from the thighs, squeezing in together, drawing energy up from the earth, through your feet into the body. Exhale, release Tadasana. Ooh. Now from here, step the feet so that they're slightly further than hip width apart. The toes are pointing out. Again, have your block to hand. And then gently starting to bend through the legs. See if you can keep the spine nice and long. Making your way into your Malasana. You can come up on the toes here. You could be popping your block under the hips. Pressing the elbows into the knees, knees into the elbows. Engage through Mula Bandha, engage through the pelvic floor, the muscles of the seat of the pelvis, our root lock. Reaching the crown of the head to the ceiling. And then starting to come out of Malasana now. So lifting the hips slightly. Can you place the hands on the ground and take either you're going to hop back to plank or you can hop back and drop the knees down into tabletop position or meet us in a tabletop position here if you're already feeling warm and energized enough for today. And then from our position, we're going to walk the hands out slightly, bend through the elbows, lower the rest of the body down so we're lying on the belly. Bringing the elbows out to the side. Just take a deep breath, grounding into the mat. And then start to bend both legs in. Bring the arms to the side of the body. And bring the hands to the ankles of the feet. On your next inhale, rolling the shoulders back, peel the chest away from the mat. We're not lifting the legs away yet. We're just focusing on this lift of the chest to begin with. So really strengthening through the muscles in the back body. The legs are switched on, the glutes are switched on, but we're not lifting away yet. Exhale, release the chest back down, release the hands. Pause for a moment. And then bringing the hands back. And you can either be just lifting the chest again here, or option this time to inhale, lift the chest away, and then pressing the feet into the hands into the feet, coming into your bow pose. And try to keep the knees nice and parallel. We don't want the knees flaring out to the side here too much. Stay with your breath, relax the mouth as much as you can. So we're opening through the heart, through the front of the body, extending the spine. One more breath here. Exhale, well done. Release everything back down. Rest the head on the hands. You can close off the eyes if that feels good too. Lying here. And from here, gently starting to roll over so that we're on our back now. So coming into lying position on the mat, and we're going to take the legs so that they're bent, grounding the feet into the mat. Now, There's a couple of different options here, so take a moment before you decide what you're going to do to check in with the body, to check in with your breath, to notice how the body's feeling. And then you're either from here going to bring the hands to the side of the body and lift the hips and come into a bridge pose. Now you can make this into a restorative bridge, which is a really lovely option. So bringing a block under the hips, opening through the front body. We're also in a slight inversion here, so the heart slightly lifted. So you could take one of those. If you're really feeling for it and it's in your practice and you're confident with it and it's definitely right for you today, then you always have the option of coming into wheel. So if you're coming into wheel, make sure that your palms of your hands are meeting the mat when you bring them down. That is the first thing to be really mindful of. And then from here, lifting the hips up to the sky. Keeping the feet nice and straight. So you could be taking your breaths here. Or you might be coming into a little bit of wheel and then perhaps meeting in a restorative bridge. If you're in your restorative bridge or whatever option you've gone for, starting to gently come out now, drawing the spine back down to the mat and allow the spine to settle. Doing lots of heart opening today. And take a gentle window right with the knees from side to side. And we'll come into reconstructive rest position here. So bring the feet to the outside edges of the mat and let the knees drop in. Allow the arms to come out to the side of the body, palms of the hands facing the ceiling. You can either close the eyes or take the gaze up to the sky. Starting to see if you can feel your breath in the belly, the abdomen, maybe the chest. Notice what's alive for you. Notice anything that's coming up, mentally, physically, or otherwise. No judgment, no labeling, just accepting what's there. Knowing that it's not permanent. And if you have longer, then I really recommend taking a longer Shavasana here, perhaps doing some supine lying twists, taking at least 5 breaths on each side. If you are ready to start coming out of practice, then make your way to your comfortable seated position on the mat. And when we're doing quite a lot of back bends, it's really important to rehydrate after your practice and give yourself a little bit of space if you can. Maybe do some journaling. take a longer meditation or shavasana. So allowing yourself to come back into the physical body now. Start to open the eyes if you have them closed, just taking a steady gaze. Thank you so much for being here and joining me for this practice. I hope you enjoyed it. Do let me know how you're getting on with these flows, what you like, what you don't like. Do feedback to me so that I can make sure that I'm sharing with you some helpful practices. If you are interested in seeing more about what I offer, do come to the membership. The link's below to my website. There are live Zoom classes. There's on-demand classes on there as well. I also offer online retreats. So do check that out, and I can't wait to see you again, hopefully very soon. Goodbye.